Hello and welcome back to my Minecraft Let's Play. We just updated the server to version 1.21.8, so we're now running the most recent version. This means we have access to the new Happy Gas, also we get the new lead mechanics, which will come in handy a little bit later. In the last two episodes I built a space station in the end as well as a trading post on the outer islands. Today I plan to build a transit system to the stronghold so that I can send villagers and other mobs to the trading post. The stronghold is located under the mountain right behind me, so I'm going to build a mini port here and a water tunnel down so we can just boat right down to the portal. The first thing I will need to do is gather a lot of building materials, including a ton of quartz and a decent bit of tuff as well as an assortment of other blocks. So let's get started. Okay, so here we are back at the construction site, and I've got all the materials I think I'm going to need. Let's see what I've got here. Let's go ahead and put the bed out. Also, I'll throw down an ender chest and a crafting table. Let's see here. 101 uses for kelp. Platform for building. We'll throw this down. There we go. Not exactly what I had in mind, but it'll work for now. So I've got this guy, this guy, this guy, and I'm going to need some of those as well. Let's see, I think I can build off the side of the bed. Yes. This is going to be my little construction barge here. And the crafting table. And that one's not going to work because I blocked its opening path. Okay, that'll work. So we're going to be building through here, roughly between those two torches. I've got tons of supplies, a lot of quartz, and quartz is not an easy thing to get in bulk. Got some other materials here, some soul sand, some fences, some tree leaves, and then my redstone box, so I'll be using some of that stuff. But that's pretty much everything I think I'm going to need. So without any further ado, let's get started. And here it is, the all new and improved Elven Stronghold. I modeled this a lot after Tolkien from the movies and the books. But here we go. Let me give you a grand tour. So we have our docking facility here, complete with a boat. We'll get to that in a second. And then we have a little balcony up here at the top. I think this came out really well. I wish I could put a little bit of color between the two layers of the quartz up there. I thought about throwing some signs on there, but they're either going to be high or low, and they didn't look right. But other than that, I think this came out really good. I love the look of the quartz against the tuff, or I should say the tuff against the quartz. Got a little bit of plant life squeezed in there, just to add some color. And let's see, we got the planters here with the azaleas going inside. And look at these doors. You got the sliding doors. It's kind of a modern-esque look with the windows in the side, but these are functional. And if the base is under attack, let me switch back on my controls so I can see what I'm doing. You can crouch right here and fire right through the door. Enemies have no chance. Okay, so this is the control room. It's just a basic operating mechanism for the gate. Push the button here and it opens the gate on the other side. I got a little tackle box up here with some fishing equipment. Got a bed, a little potted plant on a nightstand. Over here, I've got the furnace. Got an ender chest underneath it. Auto furnace. There's the feed barrel, not chest, but barrel. Feeds through the hopper. Same as every other building. I usually put one of these in pretty much everywhere I go. Put the fuel in here. Output goes here. Like I said, ender chest, crafting table, all the basic equipment you need. Let's see, this is just the back rooms. There's nothing here. I might put storage or something here at a later date. Okay, so this door here takes you into the back halls of the redstone. This little passageway loops all the way around down to the bottom. And there's another one running down the other side. If you come down this ladder here, this gives you access to the redstone that controls the giant sliding door. A big piston door, and this is actually the redstone that controls the doors on the walk-in entrance. But as you can see, it's basically just a giant flying machine that carries the door panels. Right there, you can see them. The trickiest part was finding materials that would not stick to the pistons, or stick to the slime blocks and honey blocks. And it turns out that lodestones cannot be pushed with pistons. So that made that a nice decorative choice. I've got droppers at the top, which also can't be pushed with pistons. It makes a nice, let's see, go ahead and open that up. The water automatically flows in. You can just take a boat straight through. But that makes it, gives it a nice little mechanical look, like it's some kind of a magnetic emitter. That design kind of accents it here with the lodestones. I just like the way it came out. I think it looks really good. And then if you need to, there's a button right here to operate the door. Also opens and closes that one for some reason. So you can open it from either the outside with the arrow. You can push the button there on the inside. You can push these buttons here. And then this button right here activates it as well. So there's plenty of ways to open and close the door. Let's see. Let's go ahead. We'll jump in the boat here. Let me grab the rope. Alright, so this is the main portal to take you down to the stronghold. If I target this right, there it goes. Now that arrow will despawn in 1 minute, which will release the button and close off the portal. And it looks like I left one of my boats in here. But you can ride this channel all the way down. And it goes down a long ways. For steering boats is kind of a pain sometimes. If I get it in the middle, even set at an angle, as long as I'm not trying to propel it, it should just drift all the way down. Or you can, play the controls and row it. And the best part is, if you need to, you can go back up the same way. Whoops. Current, however, will carry you down. And that brings us down to the bottom of the stronghold, where the actual portal is at. And you can take the boat right off and steer it straight into the portal if need be. Or, since it's on a lead, I can just drag it through. And that'll take us, straight into the end. I love the view from this angle. Got the little black beams. It looks like some kind of a black energy coming out to power the portal. I've got the water channel stopping here, but you can slide right over it. And the way this sliding door in the back came out, with the lights in the center, it looks really cool, I think. And so I tried to replicate that on the sides with these little windows. Completely non-functional, but there is a passageway you can see that runs around the thing in the back. I had an idea if I can pull it off. I'm going to need to capture a couple of Endermen. I don't know that you can contain them because they'll just teleport. But if I could get one kind of stuck in this spot behind the grill on either side to act as kind of like an in-gate guardian watching over the portal, I think that would be really cool. Have them sitting there just making their little Enderman sounds. I just think that would look really cool. But yeah, I love the new tough blocks here, the chiseled tough, the little swirly pattern with the black glass. It kind of looks like some kind of a black energy beam emanating from the ceiling and powering the portal. I think that came out really good. I love it. I think this came out really well, and I love the door. This is my favorite part. And when you open it, it opens very quickly, and it completely recedes into the wall. It looks like a passageway with just this little bar in the middle, lit from both top and bottom. But when you close it, you get that nifty little grill down there. And it's a wide enough spot that you can easily just walk right through. You don't have to worry about it running into it unless you hit it straight on. You have to be trying to, though. You can also pull a boat past it. You could ride a horse past it. It's easy access and then straight into the end. I just love the way that came out. I'm thinking I should probably put a access door somewhere over here. There's the passageway behind it. But if you're coming through the passageway, the first chance you have to get out is on the other side of that door over there. So being able to get out here, also the original drop ladder we had coming from the surface through that weird cave is just past here. So there's still access to that. And then the ender portals here, this will be the next project. This is the original stronghold. I'm going to redo this room. I'll probably move the portal up a little bit, just so it's on the same level. That way if we need to bring stuff from the nether end, or the nether roof, not the nether end, we can just bring it straight through and take it right into the portal as well. And then I've got access to the, maintenance redstone for the doors, and then this passageway follows the main channel all the way up to the top, and there's one running down either side. And then down the other side right here, does the same thing. There is a little stairwell or a ladder that'll take you down to the original stronghold. The original portal room, I should say. And I can hear zombies still wandering around down there somewhere. But it took forever to build this. The amount of quartz that went into putting this thing together is insane. It looks nice. I'm going to have to set up a stonemasons guild or something so that I can get at least a dozen or so stonemasons on standby to keep up with the quartz demand. This just took tons and tons, but I love the effect with the tiered step down to the tough, and then the passageway behind the tuff keeps it from doing the little, let's see if I can find an example right here, where it kind of pops out. If you have a blank space behind it, it doesn't do that. The mechanism for the door is right there, so there's no helping that. Does it do it on both sides? It does, so at least it matches. But that gives me a passageway that I can walk through. Also, it keeps these flat, and the light from the frog lights shines right through, keeping the entire place lit without any visible lighting other than what I got in the ceiling here, because it's a bigger space. But down these channels, I've got frog lights above the slabs, but all they do is kind of give you that little glow right there on the edge. They don't actually illuminate anything here. All this light is coming from the lights behind the walls, which apparently do not block light at all. But I think it looks great. And then you can run up the sides if you want to, which we're going to do now because there's still more to show you. I forgot to show you the balcony and my plans for that area. Okay, so right here, this passageway is going to eventually go all the way through. On the other side, not too far in, there's a little hidden valley with a lagoon. And my intention is to take this all the way through, set up another door at that end, and make a little village there. It's going to be kind of a dock working around it. And then I'll put my can't talk. I'll put the guild hall for the stonemasons in there. That way I'll have plenty of stonemason access. We'll see what other villages. I'll probably have a little fishing station in there. I like putting up little villages everywhere. It's fun. But that's going to be a beautiful area. Speaking of beautiful areas, we'll just swim across here real quick. And the door closed on its own. But if you need to open the door from the inside, just hit one of these buttons. And there you go. We can boat right outside. I'll go park this one down this side over here. Let me grab another lead. And we get a lovely sunset here. Speaking of which, let's go ahead and go upstairs. This takes you up to the balcony level where I've got the little park benches right here. We got some roses and peonies. Got the glowberries going around the arch. I got the nice little latticework arch. Unfortunately, the tree's kind of covering up part of it. Thought about making the tree taller, but it fits really well into the space as it is. So I'm going to work with that for the time being. And then get the lovely nighttime views. Mountains in the distance. I kind of want to do something with this little natural cave over here. I haven't figured out what, maybe a statue or something in there. Put like a frog with a water spout coming out its mouth or something. I think that would be cool. I might put like a boat out there or something. Still thinking about that. In this area, I'm planning on extending this back as a hallway. And then I'm going to branch it off to the right and go down toward the stronghold portion. and have an elevator that takes you straight down. So if you're not taking a boat through, you can just walk down there. And I'll probably have it go continue going straight through into the little valley I mentioned. And that way we have walking access to that as well. I might put little apartments on the sides, a little station. Whoever the gatekeeper is will have a little place of his own instead of just the bed next to the button. Speaking of which, it is night, so let me sleep real quick. And I think I mentioned before, this button right here just closes the gate from the outside. There you go. I love the design on the gate itself. It's basically 5 flying machines in tandem with the wall sections here attached to the outside of it. It took a little bit of engineering to get that to work, but in the end it came out. I love the way it looks. And I think the base turned out quite beautifully. Well, that's going to be it. Well, I hope everyone enjoyed the show, and I'll see you again in the next episode.